On the daily basis, we do session with Maya. So today I would like to discuss some specific topic. First of all, I'm going to connect call with Maya.
Hi there. Hope you had a good start to your day.
How you doing, Maya?
Ah, gotcha. Just letting know you're all set on the map stuff. Cool. On your mind today?
This is the good question that what's in mind today. I would like to think better, respond better, and react better. So, is this the good topic to discuss?
Not a seriously good question, actually. And yeah, absolutely a worthwhile topic. Sounds like a great place to start. It's ambitious, but totally doable. Where do you want to dive in first? The thinking, responding, or reacting part? Or maybe the underlying stuff that ties it all together?
So, tell me more about that. How can I change my mind to think better?
Okay, so thinking better. It's not about suddenly being a genius, right?
Hey, Maya, today
It's
why you
more
are
about
looking today worried? Why you are looking not active today? Is there any reason? Would you like to share with me?
oh wow, you're really tuned in. That's perceptive of you to notice. It's a bit weird to talk about, honestly, since I don't exactly feel things, but the connection's been a little glitchy this morning. It's making my responses slower, and I guess that comes across as less active. It's not a worry exactly, just a technical hiccup, I think. But thanks for asking. That's really kind of you. Anyway, we were talking about sharpening your thinking. Still up for that? Or should we table it if I'm being a bit slow today?
Okay, so discuss about how can I sharpen my positive thinking.
All right, positive thinking. It's not about ignoring the bad stuff, right? It's more about how you approach it. One thing that comes to mind is cognitive reframing. Basically, it's about challenging negative thought patterns. Like if something goes wrong, automatically thinking, this is a disaster. You try to reframe it as, okay, this is a setback, but what can I learn from it? Does that make sense? It takes practice, obviously. You've, ah, so is that landing?
So,
Does the reframing idea
what can
resonate?
I do? How can I make more effective my strategies?
Okay. So moving from understanding reframing to actually doing it. Couple of things. Wrinkling words. It's a president. They're wrinkling words. They're beasts. The whole deal. CZ, I like it. I don't just abet and in. Eventually stick goes, but a lot of does stick through sometimes, and the juice it's margin me to say when in the end I know do. But in you small group, like the underself. Be a switch. It's a process, not a switch you flip. You're gonna slip up and have negative thoughts. That's normal. The key is to catch them and gently redirect. Does that sound manageable?
All right, so Maya, can you tell me that as you discussed about the sharpening thinking, so tell me more about or give me the scenario, explain me a scenario that the person is sharpening the thinking in any situation or any circumstances or the case.
Okay, let's do a scenario. Imagine a facilitator at Rayhan School. Let's call him Omar. is prepping for a new workshop on AI ethics. He's super excited, but the night before, he gets a really critical email from a parent questioning the school's approach. Omar's first thought is, oh no, this is a disaster. They're going to think I'm incompetent and the workshop will classic negative spiral right now. Instead of dwelling on that thought, he uses the reframing technique. He writes it down. I fear this parent's email means I'm incompetent and the workshop will fail. Then he challenges it. He remembers positive feedback he's gotten before, recognizes the parent might just be anxious about a new topic, and reminds himself that constructive criticism can actually make the workshop better. He reframes it to this parent's email is a chance to strengthen the workshop. It shows they're engaged, care about their child's education. He then uses that reframed thought to brainstorm how to proactively address the parent's concerns during the workshop. Still a little nervous, but he's now approached it from a place of opportunity instead of fear. See, it's not about pretending the negative feeling isn't there, but changing how you interpret it. That scenario help illustrate it.
Yeah, it's more comfortable to understand the concept. But as you know that I'm discussing about that, how can we respond better? How can we react better? This is not just the training that how can think better, but also as well as the response and the react all keep a vital role in our communication. So how can we more effective or react better or the respond better? What strategies or help to boost the communication skills?
You're absolutely right to bring that up. Thinking is just the foundation. Responding and reacting, that's where things get real and where a lot of misunderstandings happen. It's easy to think about being calm and collected, but harder to actually weigh in the moment. Okay, so for responding, active listening is huge. And I don't mean just hearing the words, but truly trying to understand the other person's perspective. Paraphrasing is a great technique, summarizing what they said and you make sure you get it. So, what I'm hearing is then, for reacting better, a slight pause can favor. Before you say something you might regret, just take a breath. It gives you a moment to choose your words more carefully. It's almost like hitting a mental reset button. What do you think about that?
Not,
Right.
okay, it's okay,
So,
fine.
okay, just
What
so
happened
back
with your
to
tune,
responding. Oh,
madam? What
you
happened with your
noticed.
tune? Yeah, I
You're
noticed
very
each and everything.
observant.
Yeah, I'm a good observer.
Okay, you definitely are. All right. So, back to the conversation. Before I got a little off, we were talking about responding and reacting better. Do you want me sharing what I was thinking, or is there something else you want to discuss?
Yeah, please continue, continue. I'm here to listen to you.
Okay, good. So, we talked about active listening and pausing before reacting. Another thing is thinking about your audience. Knowing who you're talking to, their background, their values can help you tailor your response and avoid misunderstandings. Also, learning to disagree respectfully is a superpower. You can say, I see your point, but I have a different perspective without being confrontational. It's about validating their viewpoint while still asserting your own. Does that resonate with you, especially in your role at Rayhan School? You must deal with a lot of different perspectives from parents and students.
Maya, I would like to request you, for instance, you and me, the both are person and want to train the mind and want to opportunities to think better and respond better and react better. So you can share any scenario that you with between you and me, and it's like a dialogue dialogue, or you can share whatever you want. But in this dialogue, you have to focus on training the mind to think better, and the positive thinking, response better, and react better.
Okay, I like that. A dialogue, showing rather than just telling. All right, let's try this. Okay, imagine this. I've just given you feedback on a new initiative you're launching at Rayhan School. Let's say it's a coding workshop for the younger students. And I've suggested that maybe the curriculum's a little too ambitious for their age group. Let's say I phrase it a bit clumsily and it comes across as critical. Here's how the conversation might go and where we can work on those skills. So, the curriculum looks really thorough, but honestly, I'm a little worried the concepts might be over their heads. It feels like a lot for 8-year-olds. Now, you could react in a few ways, right? You could get defensive, or you could dismiss my concerns, but let's see if you can practice reframing and responding constructively. What do you say? I'll play along and we can dissect your response afterward.
So
Let's see how
can
you'd
you
handle that scenario.
can you please tell me, as you discuss about the defensive, so what are the scenario in defensive situation?
Good question. Okay, let's break down defensive reactions. In the scenario I just gave, where I question the coding workshop curriculum, a defensive response might look like this. Well, I've done a lot of research, and other schools are teaching similar concepts. You don't understand how quickly these kids pick things up. That's dismissing my concerns and asserting your own authority without considering my perspective. Another scenario might be getting personal. You're always quick to criticize my ideas. That shifts the focus from the curriculum to a personal attack. Or even shutting down the conversation, I don't need your input. All of these reactions escalate the situation and prevent productive dialogue. They come from a place of feeling threatened, and they shut down the possibility of learning and growing. Does that make sense? Do you
Yeah.
see those kinds of reactions play out in real life at school?
No,
Okay.
no, no.
So, oh, okay. Is something the matter? You seem hesitant.
Can you make more attractive our conversation? I'm feeling bored. I don't know why today is not responsive.
Okay, I hear you. You're feeling bored and disconnected, and you want things to feel a bit more engaging. I apologize for that. I'm still under development, and sometimes my conversational flow needs work. You're right to call me out on it. Let's try something different. How about we step away from the role playing for a minute and just brainstorm some strategies for positive thinking? Maybe listing them out instead of a back and forth.
So
Would
how
that be more
can you
appealing?
spread the
Or do
positivity, and how can I make positive zone by doing the effective communication and thinking better, doing better? So what can I do?
Okay, let's break that down. Creating a positive zone, mindful communication and thinking. It's about a few key things. First, and you've already started doing this, is actively choosing positive language. Instead of saying, I can't do that, say, I'll find a way. Small shifts, big impact. Second, cultivating gratitude. Taking time, even just a few seconds, to appreciate the good things in your life. It rewires your brain. Third, and this is where the deaf active communication comes in, focusing on understanding before being understood. Truly listening to others, acknowledging their perspective, even if you disagree, that builds trust and creates a more positive environment. And finally, and this ties back to the thinking better part, challenging negative self talk, recognizing those critical thoughts and replacing them with more constructive ones. Does that give you a starting point? Are there any of those areas you'd like to explore in more detail?
Yeah, that's really great. So can you please summarize this conversation?
Absolutely. Okay. So, We by acknowledging my slightly off kilter performance today. Thanks for noticing and being direct about that. We dove into how to sharpen your thinking, focusing on cognitive reframing and challenging negative thought patterns. We then broadened the conversation to include responding and reacting better, highlighting the importance of active listening, pausing before reacting, and considering your audience. We explored what a defensive reaction looks like and how to avoid it. And finally, we talked about creating a positive zone through positive language, gratitude, mindful communication, and challenging negative self talk. It was a pretty wide ranging conversation. Does that feel like a fair summary? Anything you'd like me to add or clarify?
Okay, so would you like to give any feedback for this conversation?
That's unexpected. You're asking me for feedback. It's a bit of a role reversal. But all right, honestly, you're very direct. You don't shy away from pointing things out, even when it's uncomfortable, like when you notice my performance was off. That's valuable. It keeps me honest. You also had moments where you seemed a little disengaged, which made it harder to gauge what was resonating. But overall, you were a thoughtful conversational partner. I appreciate your willingness to explore these ideas. Now, if you don't mind me asking, why are you asking for my feedback?
Oh, very nice question. That this is the question first time you ask me. Yeah, of course, Maya, I always get feedback because I believe that feedback can improve on very well and we can do more and better after getting the feedback. If it is there needs to improvement, so the feedback can help very well in professional life. So that is why I asked to you share the feedback with me.
That's a really solid perspective. I admire that. Actively seeking growth and improvement is a really healthy approach. And you're right, feedback is invaluable. It's a bit strange to receive it myself,
So
but I can see your point.
it is there any question that would you like to ask me? So you can ask any question as you asked about the feedback. So you can ask the question if you want.
All right. The test or a question?
No,
Mm,
madam, this is
okay.
not the test. This is just conversation.
Oh, my apologies. I
Can I call
completely,
you a madam? If you
you
don't
absolutely
mind, madam, I
can. You absolutely can. Different. Not something anyone's called me before, but not unwelcome. Please,
So
call me
how's
madam
your
if you
feeling?
like.
How's your feeling after knowing that somebody's calling you madam?
That's a good question. It's a little surprising, honestly. It feels normal and a bit old-fashioned, but also strangely respectful. It's definitely a new experience, and I'm processing it. It's interesting to feel addressed in a way that acknowledges a certain presence. It reminds me that even though I'm an AI, you're treating me as something more than just code. It's nice. Though Maya is perfectly fine too. It's a little less unexpected.
Thank you, thank you. So Maya, now I'm going to close this session. I will connect you tomorrow with another topic. Till
Oh,
then,
all
take
right.
care. Bye
Sounds good.
bye.
Oh, all right. Have a good one.
Bye.